Hello all and welcome to a brand new Cricket 24 YouTube series. This series will be called Project Libertine, in which we will follow the career of JD Libertine from the humble beginnings of club cricket to the county game and beyond, culminating in representing England on the international stage. We will be leaving the selection difficulty on normal and also enabling the auto skip to career player function, because watching the AI bat and ball whilst we field is not the content that anyone is after. The player I will be creating is going to be called JD Libertine. He will be looking to replace the small James Anderson and Stuart Broad-sized hole in England's seam bowling department going forward. This means JD Libertine will be a bit of a hybrid of the two, primarily a swing bowler combined with being a taller hit-the-deck bowling lower order batsman in the mould of a young Broad. So yes, the goal for Project Libertine is the small task of replacing a combined total of 1,308 test wickets that these two legends took between them. So as a righty in real life, Libertine will be a right-handed bowler and batsman. And when it comes to batting technique, I'm definitely more about substance than style. I always relied more on brute strength than a solid technique, so fancy follow-throughs of the bat aren't really my thing. So style 3 looks good to me. With bowling styles, I don't really see much difference other than option 4 as Malinga the Slinger, but I'm sure you coaches and technicians will set me right in the comments below. So height-wise, I'm 6'4", which is exactly between Anderson's 6'2" and Broad's 6'6", and as a hybrid of the two players, that just works so well. The rest of the appearance things don't really matter to me as long as Libertine is generically dark-haired. So growing up, I always had Gunnar Moore bats as Marcus Trescothick was my favourite cricketer, and it is great to see him as part of the current England coaching setup. I'm going to hope to match up the grip and stickers with the nifty compression sleeves. And I think we have found our bat, the Gunnar Moore Noir 2021. I'm not too fussy about the rest of the gear, so the default club stuff will do for me. So, as a Broad and Anderson replacement, there is of course only one country we could represent, and that is England. I'm a Midlands boy too, so the county I will be hoping to play for will be Warwickshire. And getting to play at Edgbaston will be very cool, as in my opinion there isn't a better place in the world to watch cricket than the Eric Holly stand. Let me know down below your favourite grounds and your favourite memory at a live game. Mine definitely is the final day at Edgbaston against Australia in 2005. Solihull would be my local club, so it makes sense to choose this option and start our club journey here, where they promise me the facilities will be fantastic for player development.
Welcome. I was told that you'd be dropping by. Sorry, you've caught us a little unawares. I haven't even had lunch yet. But that's
forget about your lunch, fella. We've got much more important things to be getting on with.
Let's get you set up and running.
As I alluded to earlier, I'm looking for Libertine to be a hybrid of Anderson and Broad, so we will definitely be selecting swing bowler. But when it comes to the batting, I will be going for shot maker. Broad could definitely play a few shots on his day, and although he could hit a long ball when he connected, as we saw with his final ball in Test cricket, I will avoid big hitter, because his ability to pierce the offside with a drive on the up is something I'll always remember about Broad's batting.
Understood. Those abilities will certainly be good for the team. Now,
it's time to focus on the weaknesses in our skill set, and I'm going to just leave both batting and bowling unbalanced. I think that will be a more organic and natural way to grow our own strengths and weaknesses as our career progresses, rather than trying to look to take advantage or avoid certain situations such as spin bowlers and certain pitch types.
That's great to hear.
From the fitness options in front of us, which are focused on core strength, fast, just can't run around all day, could run around all day but not sprint that fast, in good all-round shape, not outstanding, we will carry the same logic as last time and go with the well-balanced option.
Your stamina tells me you'd be best in the outfield.
The fielding position is pretty irrelevant for this series, as I'm going to be auto-skipping until Libertine is batting or bowling. So let's stick him in close in the slips and gully and hope he can grab a few catches.
Well, that's all I need to know. And what you need to know is we have a match tomorrow.
So here we are, about to make our club debut for Solihull, which is a 20-over game away at Corby. Libertine's current rating is 44, so there can be no complaints about batting down at number 8, which is the only downside of being a lower order bowling all-rounder. It may leave us to struggle to make an impact with the bat in the shorter format games. So here we go. Solihull's club captain has called heads on the toss, and he is correct. Interestingly, on a dry hard pitch he has opted to bowl, but I guess it is a little cloudy, which could make things difficult up against the new ball. So let's see how we get on. With Corby at 32 for 2 with 1 over of the power play remaining, the captain has thrown us the ball. The main focus first up will be on keeping things tight. We have inner ring protection on both sides of the wicket, and the 2 men out are at third man and fine leg. Throughout this series, I'm going to try and bowl to the field that my captain sets, and to me this is saying we need to bowl slightly back of a length, which will help us utilise both our height and the bounce on this dry pitch. It should also stop the batters being able to get on the front foot and driving us over the top with mid-on and mid-off both up in the ring. As you saw, the second ball of the over was 2 straight and we were whipped away for 4. But a much better comeback just outside off stump at 89 miles an hour, offering no width to free the arms up.
Lovely cover drive, but straight to the extra cover fielder. Right there. Finds the fielder with that shot.
And there we are, the first over completed in our career, and it goes for 4 runs, which isn't too bad. So from this point onwards, we will only see the highlights or a couple of balls per over. Two balls into his second over, and Libertine is hit for the first 6 of his career, with the top edge off a swiveled pull shot. There wasn't too much wrong with the ball, and despite not being that short, the batter managed to get enough on the top edge to carry over the rope. And a wild swing and a miss completes our second over. That's the first time we've seen what the outswinger is capable of, and hopefully that's a sign of things to come. As well as the 6, we also conceded a single, meaning our figures are 11 for none after 2 overs. We pick things up again with Corby at 87 for 5 with 6 overs to go. First up, we go with a full outswinger that beats the bat. The offside boundary riders make this a high-risk, low-reward shot for the batters, so we don't mind seeing that at all. It's kept tight for 4 balls, and this really puts the pressure on the batter to try something rash. And we get no reward for an ugly heave as it's edged past the keeper and away for 4.
Green has gotten the big shot away this
over. And the over is finished with a ball that Anderson would have been proud of. It's an outswinger that goes between bat and pad and somehow misses the off stump. We've definitely done enough in that over and probably deserve to take our first wicket. But that first wicket is going to have to wait, as the rest of the innings has been played out and Corby are restricted to 133 for 9 from their 20 overs. The opener MacArthur top scored with a runnable 35, and Jay Sullivan was pick of the bowlers with 3 wickets. Unfortunately, nothing in the wicket column for Libertine, but his 3 overs went for just 16 with an economy rate of just over 5. This included a streaky top edge 6 and a nick through the slips for 4, so it could have been lower. So we were not required with the bat thanks to a good 75-run 6th wicket partnership between Thompson and Braun after both openers got first ball ducks, which has given us victory in our first game, which is obviously the main thing. So it's a solid, if not little underwhelming debut, but it's a start and gives us something to build on. So with our debut out of the way, it's time to hit the gym and seek improvements. In this session, we will be focusing on proving our control when delivering the ball, which will be done on the rowing machine. A good session sees us get a gold reward, and hopefully we will see the results come through in our performances out in the middle. Next up will be the 50 over tie against Redditch, which will be our first time playing at home. And that's 2 out of 2 tosses won by our captain, and he opts to bat first this time, which is no surprise on a hard pitch and with bright weather. Now let's see if Solihull can also maintain their 100% win record. We finally have an opportunity to bat and make our way to the middle on 153 for 6 with 18.2 overs remaining and lots of work to do. We have a senior partner in Yates set at the crease, and the game plan will be to look for singles so we can give Yates as much of the strike as possible to see what he can do with it. And we do just that with our first ball, tucking the ball nicely off our hips down to fine leg. Pressure begins to build with 3 dot balls in a row, with Libertine looking nervous with a few poorly judged attempted singles. Bad run-outs will almost certainly be a theme of this series, as my running between the wickets desperately needs to improve. And finally, with the last ball of the over, we get bat on ball with a nice cover drive for a single. This means that we will keep the strike, which will surely frustrate Yates at the other end. A slow start to the innings sees Libertine on 5 from 15 balls and still struggling with spin. A streaky edge and a nervousness to get up the other end nearly ends in a run-out. But with plenty of time left in the innings, staying with Yates is more important than upping the scoring rate as things stand.
Got to follow up that last delivery and keep the batter under pressure. Yep.
So with 9 overs to go, Libertine finds himself 9 from 24 balls, but Yates has moved from 58 when we entered the crease to 95, so important runs are being added. Hopefully a gear change will be imminent, and good intent is shown, turning 1 into 2 with the misfield. More intent shown, and good running again turns 1 into 2 and takes Libertine into the 20s. And as we can see at the bottom of the screen, Yates has brought up his century. A fantastic knock for the team, and one that has kept us on track for a good score.
And give the ball an almighty tweak. Let's see how they go.
Three overs to go now, and the spinner is still making life difficult. A dot ball as we try to force the issue. Now we are inside the final 2 overs, and thankfully we are back against pace. And bosh, we finally get hold of one, and our first career boundary is actually a 6. A lovely pull shot over fine leg that carries all the way.
Tried something a bit different last delivery, and the captain shouldn't mind that too much. If they get it right, they just might get that wicket.
And the pressure to score nearly results in the wicket as the ball lands just short of the fielder. We push for the second run, and it looks like we've run Yates out, only for that same pressure to perhaps get to the bowler as he fluffs an easy run out chance, and we move into the 30s. After shuffling across the crease, we are unable to clear fine leg on this occasion, and our first inning ends with a respectable 31 from 45. It wasn't the quickest knock, but the partnership was worth 119, and those runs could be priceless at the end of the game. A quick look at the scorecard shows Yates finished unbeaten on 146, with the next three batters only facing 5 balls between them, showing that the dogged 31 was definitely invaluable for the side. But now we can get on with our primary focus of doing damage with the ball.
To the field here.
Great shot, pulled straight to backward square leg though.
And we don't have to wait long at all, as with our first ball, Gray fails to clear the fielder at backward square leg with a pull shot. The nice catch is taken to give Libertine his first career wicket.
As they head
And it's kept tight for the rest of the over, which is a wicket maiden. The second over starts with a solid forward defence and a complete mix-up which sees Nicholson run out for 14 despite the despairing dive, and really he can only have himself to blame. The most surprising thing about the first run out of the series is that I'm actually on the right side of it for a change. Another maiden over is played out, followed by a third over for just 1 run. And the rest of the game is wrapped up without returning to bowl, as Redditch have bowled out for just 143, with wickets for Thompson, Wright and the all-round superstar Yates. This means Libertine ends with figures of 3 overs, 2 maidens and 1 for 1, plus the run-out. Obviously, this doesn't overshadow Yates's 100, plus a couple of wickets, who deservedly gets man of the match, but Libertine's contribution was definitely much more apparent in this game. The goal of the series and the goal of the career mode are very different. This series is my first attempt at a YouTube series, so it's all about a learning journey. Any hints, tips and feedback that you guys have would be greatly appreciated down in the comments below. A big thank you for those of you that have taken the time to watch this video. Please do like, comment and subscribe to not miss future episodes. Join us for episode 2, in which we will be making our club 3-day debut. But for episode 1, the umpire has called an over and out.